Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boys, Frogan Reactions here. My name's Logan.
And my name's Francesco.
And in today's video, Happy Protection List Day. It's the day of protection lists.
Yes.
So let's go through the Toronto Maple Leafs protection list.
This is fresh right off the press, so let's get right into it. Here we go. So, first, what we'll cover is the Leafs have made a lot of moves this week. First, we have the Maple Leafs add Spencer Carberry to the coaching staff. Then we got Maple Leafs signed Joseph Wall, which doesn't really matter. They named Dean and the assistant coach. And then
Jared McCann in a trade from Pittsburgh. And we gave up Philip Hallander, which I'm pretty high on, and he's pretty high on our prospect pool. And if that doesn't ring a bell, he was acquired from Pittsburgh Penguins in a Kasperi Kapanen trade. Yep. And then we gave up our 7th round selection in the 2023 draft.
For Jared McCann.
Yes.
He's 25 years old, 32 points, 14 goals, 18 assists.
And for Ontario native, so he's a native.
He was originally drafted in 2014. He eats the cap at $2.9 million.
Then he's an RFA. That doesn't really matter.
Then it leaves us with $6 million in cap space. So, not a lot, but hopefully, crossing our fingers, we lose Kerfoot to Seattle. That should give us an extra $3.5 million to work with. So it's tight,
but nobody matters. But okay, so Zach Hyman.
Zach
Hyman is likely to leave the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've already gave him
permission to speak to other teams.
So Wednesday, July 21st, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sportsnet on Sportsnet. How does it work? The expansion draft? Well, Seattle will select one player from every team except Vegas. The Kraken must draft a minimum of 14 forwards, 9 defensive, and 3 goalies. There's a lot of goalies, especially Carey Price, which is a big mistake by the Montreal Canadiens. Who can be protected? Well, teams can choose from 2 options to protect players: 7 forwards, 3 D and a goalie, 8 skaters, and 4 and a goalie. The Leafs went with option number 2. Player with no movement clause must be protected unless the clause is waived. Players with less than 2 years of NHL experience are ineligible to be selected. Each team protected list is due
yesterday, and they announced it today, and that's what we're here to talk about. So the Leafs are protecting
Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, William Nylander, John Tavares, TJ Brody, Justin Hall, Jake Muzzin, and Morgan Riley, and Jack Campbell.
So as you can tell, they went with the 4-4 method and 1 goalie.
Which means they are leaving Kerfoot exposed, Jared McCann exposed, Riley Nash, Zach Hyman, Simmons, Nick Foligno, Engvall, Alex Galchenyuk, Steven Nosen, Nicholas Patan, Joey Anderson, Kenny Agostino, Adam Brooks, Jason Spezza, Joe Thornton, and Scott Sabrin. And they're also leaving Freddie Anderson, David Riddick, Michael Hutchinson exposed, Bogosian, Ben Hutton, Travis Dermott, Callie Rosen, and I'm really worried about Dermott though. I'm really worried about Dermott.
As you can see, he's exempt.
Because he's 24 and Kerfoot is 26. What I thought they would have done is protected TJ Brody, Morgan Riley, Jake Muzzin, but leave Hall exposed because he's 29 and protected Travis Dermott.
Seattle's not going to look into getting a player that's 35 years old. Why would they do that? 30 years old, it's a risky option for them. They would go with someone younger, and that's who Travis Dermott is. Which is why this could be a bit risky, because if you left Hall exposed, they might not even go for Hall because he's turning 30. They'll go for Kerfoot, he's only 26. But now you leave Dermott exposed, and he's 2 years younger than Kerfoot.
I don't know who they're going to select.
If they claim Kerfoot,
I don't care. I hope Kerfoot gets selected. That's who they like.
If they claim, Dermot. If they claim Dermot.
That's a big rush.
That's a risk.
Now who? Now
so these were the guys that were exposed. We can also take a look at other Canadian teams here.
Well, Michael Backlund, Dylan Dubé, Johnny Gaudreau, Elias Lindholm, Andrew Mangiapane, Sean Monahan, Matthew Tkachuk, Rasmus Anderson, Noah Hannafin, Christopher Tanev, Jacob Markstrom. That's the Calgary protection list. Now Edmonton, Josh Archibald, Leon Draisaitl, Zach Kassian, Connor McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jesse Pulverarvi, Kale Yamamoto, Ethan Bear, Duncan Keith, Darnell Nurse, Skinner.
And then Montreal, Josh Anderson, Joel Armia, Jake Evans, Brendan Gallagher, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Arturi Lehkonen, Tyler Toffoli, Ben Sherrod, Joel Edmondson, Jeff Petrie, Jake Allen. Notice something?
I don't know what they were doing.
Notice something?
Carey Price. You're leaving a guy that brought you all the way to the Stanley Cup final exposed for someone who's a backup goalie.
Yeah.
That is impressive. That is the dumbest mistake they're gonna do.
And
I bet you Seattle's gonna take a long look at Montreal. Say, well, we got this player, but this player shows up in the playoffs, which we want. I think they're gonna take Carey Price. That is a hot take here on Frogan Reactions. If Carey Price is gonna be selected by the Seattle Kraken, Montreal is gonna be proven to be an idiot. And that would be it.
Take him. I'm going to laugh
because we already know who's going to be selected. It's either Travis Dermott or Alex Kerfoot. Hoping that Alex Kerfoot wins.
I would say that Carey Price is the reason why Montreal went so far in the playoffs.
Yeah,
he was a big part of that team.
Now let's get to
him.
Yeah, that's a dumb mistake. Let's get to Ottawa now. Jake Batherson, Connor Brown, Logan Brown, Nick Paul, Brady Tkachuk, Austin Watson, Colin White, Thomas Chabot, Victor Mete, Nikita Zaitsev, and Philip Gustafsson.
I want to say something about Tkachuk. I think who was UFA? It was Matthew Tkachuk that was UFA?
I don't know.
One of the Tkachuks were UFA, but they're protecting both Tkachuks, which I find interesting.
And then
Victor Toronto, Vancouver.
Brock Besser, Jason Dickinson, Bro Horvat, JT Miller, Tyler Mott, Tanner Pearson, Elias Pettersson, Oli Ulevi, which I think I'm pretty high on that guy, Tyler Myers, Nate Schmidt, and Thatcher Demko. You did not think that Thatcher Demko was going to be exposed.
Winnipeg, Kyle Connor, Andrew Kopp, Pierre Dubois, Nikolai Ehlers, Adam Lowry, Mark Scheifele, Blake Wheeler, Josh Morrissey, Neil Pionk, Logan Stanley, and obviously Connor Hellebuck. No question there.
That's it. But I'm really surprised that the Montreal Canadiens decided to do Jake Allen over Carey Price, which is a dumb mistake. I would have left Jake Allen exposed, keep Carey Price, because you have him until he's going into the Hall of Fame. Dude, he's going to go into the NHL Hockey Hall of Fame, and you're just going to leave that guy, the guy who brought you to the Stanley Cup final, exposed.
They're going to do some intensive interviewing in the next few days, Seattle. So, there's obviously they're exposing Hyman because the situation.
Hyman reportedly wanted 8 seasons, $5 million. $5 million per season, which means his cap hit would have been $40 million, which is a hefty price, I may say.
But originally I was like, I wish the Leafs would have taken that, but now I could see why they denied it. He's 29.
What I would have done is taking him to 6 years, shave off $10 million. Therefore, you're saving $10 million, and instead you're signing him for $30 mil for the next 6 seasons or 5.
I would have offered a 4x5, something like that. But 8 years, I could see why they denied that. I can't blame Dubas for denying that because he'd be in 8 years. He'd be 37.
No one cares. We have Jason Spezza signing for 1 year, and he's 38. So what's the difference?
Oh man, I don't know.
We still believe he can be a player. Why not just... Zach Hyman has done everything for this team. I'm kind of sad to see him go for 8 years, $5 million. Cough up the money. Give him what he wants. He deserves the pay raise. And you get to keep Zach Hyman for his whole entire career. This guy has shown he can be left wing, right wing, anywhere. And it's going to be sad to lose Zach Hyman, Alex Kerfoot, and those two players together, and you got to replace Zach Hyman and Alex Kerfoot.
If they offered Hyman $4 million, he could have been just a slight raise from Kerfoot, and then you lose Kerfoot to Seattle, and then you're not really gaining. You're gaining a player, but you're not losing any cap because it stays the same.
I don't care what they do, but at this point, Zach Hyman's no longer going to be a Toronto Maple Leaf. He likely played his last game as a Toronto Maple Leafs. Game number 7, Montreal Canadiens. That's when he played his last game as the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's sad to see him go. But there's
some rumors about Foligno possibly signing in Minnesota with his brother.
I don't care.
Rumors are rumors.
Yes, rumors are rumors. I think he's going to be gone. Back to Columbus he goes.
Another option, Nash will probably get just UFA, I don't know. Galchenyuk, I kind of want to see him resign. He played excellent in the playoffs. Strong playoff performer, and that's what we need. So I'm definitely re-signing there. But until then, until next week, when we find out who Seattle decides to claim and what happens if the Leafs make any more moves, which they won't be able to do in the next few days because of the trade freeze for Seattle. So
that's it for today's video, guys. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and if you could please leave that notification bell rung, and that would be great. Yeah.
We don't know what to say here because
Zach Hyman,
a lot is up in the air.
Zach Hyman, good luck wherever you go. Wish you the best.
And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.